Alright, welcome to day 12. I'm hanging out with what appears to be like a sifter, probably for panhandling. For what? I'm not really sure because I'm not very familiar with the state and the minerals below. It could be gold, but I know kind of New Mexico seems to have a lot of copper as well. Could also be turquoise, but pretty interesting. Just seems like an old abandoned relic of times past. We're right next to Bear Creek, so I imagine that they just keep dumping in huge piles of dirt through there, falls down through there, and then it leaves the little stuff at the bottom for them to go down to the creek below to sift out and look for whatever it is they're looking for. Pretty cool. Another cold night last night, of course. I don't know about 30s, but maybe like low 40s. All I know is my fingers are freezing. And I'm hiking with my puffy, which means that it must be cold, because I rarely hike with my puffy. So I'm just kind of walking through this, like, I guess you can call it a valley. There's starting to be some like taller walls, the canyon walls and things, so definitely making our way towards the canyon and the river, and getting excited for it. So I'm about 20 miles out from the Gila River right now, I think. So I'm planning on getting to the Gila today. And if I go any further, it'll just be bonus time. But we'll see how it goes. It's time to get to hiking. Check out all those rocks. Just standing up straight for seemingly no reason. I'm actually standing on some. Boop. Right now. Don't look down. Look at him. Look at him doing his push-ups. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. Check out what I just came upon in the middle of the woods, all by itself. A registration spot called the Registry. The CDT Registry. On a tree stump with a little table and a mailbox. Inside said mailbox, registration book, and even, for posterity, a big old CDT sign down on the ground. And all around this area, which is pretty flat, there are camping spots. And in the back I saw an area where they have logs up in such a way that you can hang your clothes out to dry and stuff. Isn't this cool? It really is in the middle of nowhere. That is amazing. Boy, the times they are a-changing. I feel like I was just in the open desert not too long ago, and now I'm fighting through branches and trees just to get to this footpath that is not very prominent and is only marked by very sporadic small cairns, which are piles of rocks, in case you didn't know. So I just have this constant feeling now that I'm not on trail, when in fact I am. But that's what happens when you choose an alternate trail instead of the National Scenic Trail. It doesn't get the maintenance and support of the scenic trail. But still pretty cool though. Hanging out in the forest when just days ago I was out in the open desert. So this is very new and cool. So I'm happy to push through. Alright, I think finally made it up to a flat enough spot to catch my breath so I can make a video. Apparently we have to go up and over a saddle before we get to the Gila River. So it's a 1,300 foot climb. I think I have about 100 feet left, maybe 200. So I'm getting there. But boy, it's a lung buster. And although it doesn't sound very comfortable, I'm loving it, because part of me doing this trail is because I love challenging myself and seeing what I can do. And to be able to bust out that hill like that, it's just my personal confidence goes way up, and I like it. So feels good. Type 2 fun, as I will continue to mention, being one of my favorite types of fun. But another thing is I'm feeling a lot of nostalgia up here, which is weird because I've never been in a desert lake or New Mexico environment, but I have spent most of my life in the Adirondacks. That's where I started backpacking, and we had a lot of similar looking tall skinny pine trees, but more importantly, down on the ground there are dead pine needles everywhere, and on a sunny day like this when it's really hot, they bake in the sunlight and they give off a beautiful smell. It smells almost like a perfume, and it is so nice. And it's one of my favorite things about going to the Adirondacks is you get out of that car and you get that smell and you know you're there. It's time for a vacation. So nice thing about it, smells great, gives me that nostalgic feeling. Awesome. Not so nice thing is now I miss my family and it makes me a little sad, but I'll be seeing them at some point, so let's just enjoy what I have. And what I have is a nice challenging trail, a really cool river crossing coming up, and some amazing smells to keep my spirits up as I go. How could you not love this? Next stop, the middle of that saddle. That's where I'm headed. Let's make it happen. Alright, so just made it to the top of that saddle, and that should be all of the elevation increase for the day. So now that the trail decided to bring me up to 7,800 feet in elevation, now they decided to drop me down to 5,500. So over the next, I think 6 miles or so, it's going to drop me about 2,000 feet in elevation down to the Gila. So it should be nice because it's all downhill from here, which for hikers is a good thing. And it's also a really good punk song, so, I mean, what could go wrong? Well, I have made it down to the Gila River, and it is already surpassing my expectations. These gigantic rock walls with all these little holes in them, like right in there and there and there. They're like all kinds of just alcoves just dug out of these rock walls. It's just so cool. And the river itself, you know, it is so nice to see this much water. I mean, it's just incredible. After just shy of 2 weeks in the desert, this is like unheard of. It's so amazing. So I don't know if I want to get my feet wet today. I've had a good record of 12 straight days without wet feet, so I might just go as far as I can without crossing the river and camp, which is not very far from here, maybe a couple steps, but I will do that and then get up in the morning and head to Doc Campbell's, which should be an extra, like, I don't know, 13 miles maybe. So that would conclude day 12 as soon as I set up camp. Well, I got camp set up and I got water and pretty much all my chores done, so that means a little bored since they're still light. So I came up this little footpath that goes up in the hill just to see where it leads, and it looks like there's an old stone some kind of bivvy or home structure, camp, something like that. And it's pretty cool. So there's potential that it could be adobe. Man hath made fire. And by man, of course, I mean Nightcrawler, because I was up exploring those little adobe homes up in the canyons there. So very nice surprise. It was already done when I got here. So now, chores all done, things explored, sun is setting, got all my water, and we got fire. Ooh, dark, scary fire face. But that is the end of day 12. Thanks for watching.